Next up, he was heard on Artie Lang's Artie Twitter. Give it up for Evan Weiss.
Give it up for Hannah doing an excellent job. Give it up for you guys. We officially sold this place out. Merry Christmas, everybody. How are you? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I would not be here tonight if it wasn't for my dad. He really inspired me to get into comedy. In fact, I would not be here tonight because he gave me the gas money to get here. I remember when I was younger, I used to wait for Santa Claus every year. I used to get out the milk and cookies and wait for him. He would never show up. It wasn't until I was 15 my parents told me I was Jewish. So I've been unemployed for the last 2 to 9 years. I have a new hobby. I like watching reality shows. Anybody else? Reality shows? I like watching Ice Road Truckers, Storage Wars, Pawn Stars, Bar Rescue. I actually spent more time watching other people work than I've actually worked. So now I put it down on my resume that I've worked at these places as a supervisor. In my free time, I just go into the back of really random bad bars in the middle of the afternoon, start throwing pots and pans all over the kitchen, and just yell, "Shut it down! Shut it down! This place is a pigsty." You guys know what I'm talking about? Bar Rescue? John Taffer is my hero. I love John Taffer. I want to hire him to fix my life. What do they do? Every show's the same. Before he actually decides if he wants to fix the bar, every owner has to admit they're a complete failure. So if he's like, "Evan, I'm not going to fix you." I'm like, "John, please fix me. I'm a complete failure." "Evan, I heard you the first 3 times. I'm not going to fix you. I just enjoyed hearing you say that." Then I beg and I plead him, "Please come back, fix my life." He goes, "You want me to fix your life? This is what you're going to need, Evan. First you need is a TurboTap system by All-Star TurboTap. You need a POS system by One Touch POS. John, these are things bars need. How are they going to help my life?" "Shut up, fatso. They're our sponsors." And then what do they do at the end of every show? What do? They change the name of the bar, right? They're like, "Look at you, Evan. Look at you. How are you ever going to get laid again? We're going to have to change your name." So what do? He changed the name, cut the commercial, and they have the big reveal, right? He goes, "Your new name, Evan, from now on, Summer's Eve." So I'm a douchebag? Exactly. Then he goes, "My job is done," and he walks out of there. So I recently had an MRI, and I went into the office, and the guy wanted to start with me with small talk. I guess that's like his forte, I don't know. And he's like, "What do you do for a living?" I'm like, "I'm a comedian." Then he goes, "What else do you do?" "Well, sometimes I produce shows." He's like, "What else do you do?" I'm like, "Did my parents call you?" Let's get this over with already. I have a lot of You get older, you start falling apart. Like I'm like a Lego person, just falling apart piece by piece. So I have a nutritionist now. I've been seeing this nutritionist for like 8, 9 months. Since seeing the nutritionist, I successfully gained 12 pounds. I'm doing pretty good. So she had to have that talk with me, my nutritionist. She sat me down, she goes, "You know, Evan, it's not you, it's me. Maybe you should see other doctors. Perhaps a psychologist." Like 2 years ago, I had emergency gallbladder surgery, guys. Emergency gallbladder surgery. I lost 11 pounds in the hospital. 11 pounds. Now I scheduled 3 more operations for organs I don't need. right? Who needs appendix? Who needs legs? I don't need legs. I can get laid in a wheelchair, right? I think, if that still works. I don't know. Then I have a doctor. He sent me on all these tests. And he sat me down. He goes, Evan, let me tell you something. The results are in. It turns out you're borderline diabetic. This is what he tells me. I'm borderline diabetic. I go, Doc, test me again. There's no way I can be borderline diabetic because I know I can pass this one. He said, put down the cheeseburger and get the fuck out of my office. What's wrong with you? So growing up, I always had Jewish doctors, and they assigned me a doctor after I got sick, and give me a Dr. Diaz. And I was like, what the hell, I'm progressive, a Mexican doctor, was gonna kill me, right? So I figured maybe it'd be like really cool, like maybe to have nacho chips and salsa in the waiting room. To have margaritas, a mariachi band. I go to the place, get this, guys. It's just a regular doctor's office. I'm just really racist. I thought the doctor was like, hey, how may I help you? I was totally ripped off. The guy didn't even have an accent. He looks at me, you fat bastard. If you don't stop eating, you're gonna kill yourself. That's what I'm doing with my life. I also have a urologist. Yes, urologist. Well, this guy's holding his dick. Exactly. I had another surgery. Yeah, this guy, he's like, yeah, exactly. I had another surgery on my dick. Yeah, exactly. And I had to have a catheter in me for 2.5 days. Exactly. But the thing about my urologist, he should be the comedian because he failed to tell me after the operation I was going to be waking up with a catheter in me. That's like waking up to the world's worst surprise party. Surprise, hold that in for a few days. Fuck. Then I had the same operation a second time, 3.5 days. Exactly, and after that it wasn't so much fun. I had to wear Depends. Exactly. I'm available, ladies. I'm single. I'm not wearing Depends anymore. I'm a big boy. Okay? Sometimes I just leak a little bit. Just a little bit. I hate the holidays. I'm always lonely during the holidays. I don't know if you know this, but Dunkin' Donuts for the whole month of February have heart-shaped donuts. You ever see that? There's nothing that says I love you more than stay fat so nobody will fuck you.
Yes.
Eat the donut while I fuck you from behind.
Yes.
That's my own little fantasy at the end. And what we like to be called is fatties. That's what we like to be called. And what do I have the day after Valentine's Day? You go to any Rite Aid, you go to any CVS, Walgreens. Hey Evan, nobody's fucking you. 70% off the chocolates. Go ahead. Eat the chocolates. I'll try to hold off like 3 days later. Maybe somebody will like answer my plenty of fists. Accidentally swipe right on my Tinder, you know? I'll go to the same Walgreens, they'll be like, hey Evan, 90% off the chocolates. Who are you kidding? Come on, get it. I don't go to Walgreens the day after Valentine's Day. It's like, hey Evan, 50% off the hand cream. Go ahead, enjoy yourself. And a box of tissues. You guys get it over here? You guys get it? How about this side? Catch. You guys are a good crowd, thank you. You guys know, well, give yourselves a hand, thank you. Guys, who here loves buffets? Buffets? That's right. For us fatties, that's kind of like our church, right? So I'm sitting there minding my own business at a buffet, working on my second, third, ninth plate of food. I lost track, I don't know. Nice little couple, they came up to me and handed me one of these born-again Christian pamphlets. First of all, I kind of felt like it was a fat intervention. Like I said, a buffet, that's kind of like our church. You don't come into our church and push your religion onto me. I don't go into a regular church, put a bacon double cheeseburger on the communion wafers. Although it does sound yummy, it does. I don't knock the wine out of the priest's hand and say, hey, try the chocolate milkshake. This is so much better. Then I grabbed the old man by the lapels because I could. I knew I could take him. He was like 97, 98 years old. I said, listen, sir, let me tell you a little something about my Savior. My Savior died on the golden arches for my sins. As it was written in the Book of Fries by the disciple Grimace, he said, take this McRib for it is Ronald's body. Because it's available for a limited time only. While supplies last. And that is the story of my last Happy Meal, everybody. Thank you guys. We have a lot more acts. Please welcome back Hannah, guys. You're doing a great job.